holiday and to another one of my live stream lectures. And before we get started, just want to take a moment. Let me get a sip of water first. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is you got to get out there in the real world, people, and market your business, product, services, and brand. Real talk. The world of AI and online and everything, if you got a business, a product, or service, you're trying to market it, generate revenue. And I'm not talking about being a content creator. No, I'm talking about any other business you have, a product or service. You got to get your behind out there in the real world and engage these stakeholders in living color if you want to generate revenue under your company. And I've always known that. Although I fully retired September 2023, but I've always had my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, simultaneously while I was in the workforce full time. My last 25 years of work, and I did my day job and my company throughout this journey, people. And so I understand, and I got a home office now. So I understand if I want to continue to generate significant income under my company based off my credentials, I make it my business. Just like when I get done with this workout today, I make it my business to face-to-face to engage 5 stakeholders. I go to them, go to those locations. I'm a DOT qualified substance abuse evaluator. When anyone who is a truck driver, who drive the trucks for FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, people, trucking make this world go around. Real talk. And when these drivers feel any type of random drug screen or post-accident, reasonable suspicion, that employer have to remove them from the safety sensitive function. And they have to be referred to somebody like me who holds that powerful credential to do that evaluation and level of care recommendation to take them through the steps to qualify to return back to the safety sensitive position. Real talk, people. So what I do are a minimum of 5 stakeholders a month where I go to those locations, go to those drug labs where they have to go and get that drug test, and that medical review officer alert them, you have failed that drug screen. So I'm going to go to those drug labs and I'm going to hand deliver my marketing information to those medical review officers, because when they let these truckers know that they are a violator, then who name do you think they're going to give them to call Miss Holiday? She's a DOT qualified substance abuse professional. She is going to be able to guide you through the process to get back into compliance. And those services are not free. So I'm hand delivering. I'm engaging stakeholders face-to-face in living color, a minimum of 5 stakeholders a month, where I'm presenting myself at this facility, speaking to the MRO, speaking to the staff, and putting them in their hand all of my marketing material, my referral form, my business card, information about the DOT return to duty process in a folder all laid out. And they know the language. And that has had a direct impact on increasing my referrals when these violators have failed the drug screen and are removed from the safety sensitive function. And I've done my due diligence, people. I've always known to do this. I got a business website. Yeah, I got stuff I can send online. And yeah, I got stuff I can send to trucking companies in the drug testing lab. But understand, people in the world of technology and online, they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of emails on a daily basis. They ain't got no time to filter through all that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to distinguish myself from the competitors. And on a monthly basis, ongoing, I am in the field. I'm in the trenches marketing my service, marketing my product. In that marketing folder, I let them know where they can go to verify my powerful credentials. They can pull me up online and verify those credentials. because I let them know, according to the DOT federal regulations, you got to check me out before you send me my referrals, or those DOT inspectors will cite you by not verifying my credentials before you send me a violator. Real talk, people. And I'm telling you, the world of technology cannot take the place of that. And I'm also establishing that rapport. There we go. And I'm building that ongoing relationship. I'm not just going by one time. No, I'm going to build that professional face-to-face rapport. And that has a direct impact on increasing my monthly income under my company, rising and rising and rising. Real talk, people. I got a client scheduled to see me tomorrow at 10 o'clock, a violator. And we're going to be ready to get down to business. Real talk. And I'm telling you, when I get a lot of calls. I get a lot of calls, violators calling me. They say they have failed that drug screen. They can't go back to work. And what can you do to get me back in compliance? And I say the first thing we're going to do is look at this calendar and schedule you to get in front of me. Real talk. Let them know what my fees are. We're going to go into contractual agreement. Bottom line. And when you have done everything that you need to do and I verify, I'm going to upload my report in that federal database. And in that federal database, I'm going to enter in there that now you're eligible to return back to the safety sensitive function. So when you go try to get a job, when they pull your name up in that database, they're going to see my report. And they're going to know that you're now eligible to return back to the safety sensitive job so you can take care of yourself and your kids and your livelihood. Real talk, people. Now, you can choose to meet with me or not. That's your preference. But understand, as of right now, because somebody referred you to me, my name don't just drop out the sky. Somebody, rather was your employer or the medical review officer, because you have failed the drug screen. One of these stakeholders refer you to me by evidence. We're on the phone. My number don't just drop out the sky. So just let me know when you're ready to move forward so we can set this appointment. But in the meantime, it ain't like you can go get another trucking job somewhere else. No, DOT is federal. Your name is in that federal database. Anywhere you go in this world, your name is going to pop up that you are a violator. And you have failed the drug screening, and you are not qualified to be behind a wheel. Bottom line. And sometimes I have to talk to them like that because when they're calling me, they be trying to play games like they don't know what's going on. Let me tell you something. You know what's going on because your employer alerted you to go to that drug lab. You took that drug test. You failed that drug screen. That medical review officer validated that you failed that drug screen. Somebody, rather it was the MRO or your employer, gave you a list of qualified people like me to call to get in compliance. So there has been many things that has occurred on the front end before you even call me. So you let me know when you're either ready to get down to business or not, because this is about protecting the public safety. It is against federal law for a truck driver driving that huge truck carrying tons of equipment impaired. Many people can get killed traveling on that road when you got a truck driver driving drug impaired. Real talk, people. So that's one of the things I'm going to make a point to do is I'm going to market my services in the real world on an ongoing basis to these appropriate stakeholders. And that has a direct impact on increasing the revenue that I make under my company. My company, 24 plus years strong, people. Been around way long before YouTube. So I'm going to make sure that I market my product, my service, my brand, my company, and everything in my credential to back it up. My credential to back up that I can do this work. To these stakeholders to move forward, to increase the services that specific service that I provide under my company. And yeah, I also, when I'm meeting these stakeholders face to face, yeah, I'm going to let them know I got a website, because in my marketing folder, it's got information in there where they can go on my website, they can read the services that I provide. They can look at my forms, all of my information, what my fees are. All of that is part of that marketing packet. When I meet them, the key thing, when I'm meeting these stakeholders face to face in living color, real talk. And that's more valuable than sending an email letting these stakeholders know these are the services that you have to provide in this location. Don't you understand, rural, that these stakeholders and businesses and trucking companies and medical review officers, they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of emails, but what they're not getting is thousands and thousands of people who are taking the time to come engage them in the real world in living color with marketing information, who engaging them into discussion about their services, introducing themselves, and to do this on an ongoing basis. That is what separates me from my competitors who do similar work in my zip code in relation to the DOT return to duty process. And I've already done my research. There's only one other qualified person who does this work in my zip code and surrounding zip codes. So you're talking about a large geographical area, and you only got one qualified person with all these trucking companies in the zip code I work in who is qualified to do this work. So you better believe I'm going to market that service, real talk. So share this information in regards to you have got, I don't care what other services, a product, a brand you trying to market to generate income, you need to get your behind out there in the real world and engage the appropriate, applicable stakeholders in relation to your services, and that will have a direct impact on driving your revenue. Real talk. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelity, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.